Alright, so y'all, it's LakerFan here. As it's about to title today's video, here to go over the top 10 most overpowered dunk packages in NBA 2K25. There's gonna be a lot of variance in terms of the rating requirements for all these, so we'll have really good value ones like 50 to 65, 70, stuff like that, all the way up to the good value ones at 80, 92, all types of dunk packages that are, just the best in this game, period. And it's gonna be the most unblockable ones, as well as just the most efficient and quickest ones as well, and just some fan favorites of my own or maybe others that, are just blended in well with the meter dunk attempts with like the contact dunks and stuff like that. So anyway, let's get straight into this. I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to win 2,000 likes. So let's just start from the top. We're gonna go by the most dominant ones in the game, in my opinion. So that is going to still be the quick drops off one. It's absolutely one of the most unblockable dunk packages in the game, with the quick efficiency of it and just the protectiveness of it as well, with two hands and just being really fast off that 1 foot. You guys will see the trend of this video is there's not many 2-foot dunks that I like very much in general, just off the fact that they're a little bit slower, have a whole lot more gather to them, and the 1-footers just go a lot faster in terms of the gathers and just the ability to get to the rim quickly. So that's going to be my favorite in this game, is quick drops. However, if you are someone that doesn't have those because you can't get them, obviously, if you're not a starter 4 or higher, what you can do instead is go with the Devin Booker dunk package. So it's the exact same requirements, and all you have to do is be under 6'10", so 6'9", or, below that. And what you will be able to get when you hold up on the stick is this animation right here, or obviously the quick drops animation that you see right there as well. So it's one of the best, just efficient dunk packages in the game. I've never seen one of my teammates not able to do the conservative quick drop style animation when they hold up on their stick, and this package just provides that without having to be starter 4 in the first place. So pretty stupid that it's even like that, but hey, I mean, take advantage of it if you can. Obviously, if you're a build that's below 6'9", or 6'9" or below, I should say, while also having the 80 driving dunk. Really, really good value package. Now, number 3 on the list is going to be another starter 4 requirement animation where it side clutches off 1. This is a 92 driving dunk with a 75 vertical requirement. You can see it's pretty much just quick drops 2.0, but it has a faster gather even, and you can see all of these animations have like a really fast launch speed into the dunk, and it's still a very aggressive finish. It is really hard to block. It's obviously protecting the ball in some cases. Obviously, it might expose it in a little bit more. Like, let's say a defender's on your right and all of these animations are like maybe, clutching it to the right. Yeah, it's going to expose it on that side a little bit more, but it obviously will take it away from the side of the people to the left of you. So it just is a little bit situational. It probably depends on your handness a little bit. And I don't know, maybe the animation actually plays out just your right hand. I actually haven't even thought about it too much. The whole point is that it's a fast gather and it's an aggressive dunk as well. But again, it's starter 4 requirement, and you obviously have to have a pretty high driving dunk for this with a 92. So definitely take it with a grain of salt. It's not something that we want to spend way too much time discussing, but it's a very good dunk package for the elite dunkers out there. Now, for those out there that maybe are, the mediocre dunkers, if you will, 89 driving dunk's a pretty common thing that you will see, as well as probably having a 75 vertical to go along with it, or 78 in most cases actually, for the pro contacts off 1. What you're going to be seeing is back scratchers off 1. I think this is a pretty good, efficient dunk package. Now, the downside to this is I really don't know why you'd ever run this if you could just have, let's say, 80 and run the Devin Booker or the quick drops. But for the bigs out there, let's say like you 6'10 pluses and stuff like that have an 89 driving dunk. You might be 6'10, 6'11, 7 foot. I believe anything past 7 foot does not get 89 driving dunk anyway. But for those specific heights of like 6'10, 6'11, 7 foot, back scratchers off 1 can be a really good value dunk package that's in the same family tree of the quick drops and stuff like that, where you can see it's a very conservative, aggressive two-hand dunk off 1 foot, and it works out really good. I'd like to think it's one of the top 5 dunk packages in the game. Now, if you want to talk about really good value, that maybe you're a big out there that really can't afford very many dunk packages at all, let's talk about 2 big man related ones. Now, from this point, I want to let you guys know I'm going to deviate from the whole ranking them as far as like best to worst. Now it's just going to be, they're all an assortment of the same value, if you ask me, and it just depends on your position. So in this case, athletic hangs off 1, like I said, for the centers out there that have a low driving dunk, or just in general, if you have a very low driving dunk of the 65, you might even be a guard out there that has a super low driving dunk. Athletic hangs is a good enough dunk package for you. Once again, it's effective, efficient, and very, conservative. It's not something that's going to get blocked very often, and it has a really good rate of just being able to finish successfully. I would like to think that for the value of it, it's just one of the best dunks in the game, and it's hard to find something as good as it when you have such a low driving dunk. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I'm pairing with NBA 2K Labs again this year. So you can use my code Laker at checkout for 20% off of any subscription link that you decide to go for. Obviously, what you're going to find on here is going to be really useful information that we're showing all across the whole screen right now, but mainly to be talked about is obviously the jump shot data. So the guys are cool enough to let me show you the information from the 2K24 premium jumper data. If you want the access to the 25 year, you'd obviously have to subscribe to their premium and, you know, using my code as well if you would like. But as you can see, like, we have them sorted by speed right here. You can sort by every one of these different individual categories right here between the fastest millisecond jump shots. You can sort that by your individual height between the guards, wings, and bigs. You can sort by speed, green window, the early, middle, and late end of the green window as well, and then the total accumulation of all of that. And I mean, that's how I came to the conclusion that Terrence Mann was a really good base last year, combining all that information. Crazy stuff. So again, to be able to find something like this in 25, you would be able to just sign up for the premium. So what you're going to do when you're ready to sign up, you would just come over here and click register with whatever length of subscription you'd like to go for. After you hit register, it'll ask you to put in a promo code. You just put in Laker when you hit apply coupon right here, and boom, you're looking good. With code Laker, you're gonna get 20% off your subscription. If you guys would like to help me out, I get a percentage based off your initial purchase only. So a recurring bill, like if you get a 1 month subscription, I only get the 1 month that you sign up for initially, and then anything past that, I don't. So if you do plan to go for like a 3 or a 6 or even a year-long subscription, feel free to just, you know, do that if you want to support me. But I understand not everybody wants to go for that, so it's all good if you don't. Anyway, appreciate you guys for watching. Let's get back to the video. Now, I will say, I want to showcase one more for the bigs out there that actually is a very good value driving dunk package, and that is the big man side clutches off one. So it's like the same sort of deal as the side clutches off one, but for bigs. Now, you have to be 6'10 or taller, and as you can see, you can get it with a 50 driving dunk and a 30 vertical. That's crazy. You can get this with nearly any build you'd ever create, even stretch bigs out there with like minimum driving dunk. You know, you could easily afford something like this. And it's a really good dunk package for the fact that it is so low on the rating requirements. And that's why we're showcasing it. Obviously, we have things like front clutches, which actually we'll just talk about now, is another one of my top dunk packages. It's actually the only one on here that I don't have purchased myself and haven't really used. I am not a huge fan of it just because of the kind of front block kind of ability that it provides. But if you're someone that's just dunking with people behind you for the most part and you're trying not to get chased down, this is obviously a really good dunk package. But I'm not a huge fan of it just because it feels so blockable from in front, if you ask me, or even dropping off the corner and stuff like that for people. So I'm not a huge fan of it, but it definitely still remains on this list for sure. Now, what I also want to talk about is flashy hangs off one. This is a park dunk package, as you can see, or city dunk package is what it's mainly called. And weird thing with these, right, is if you make a build with 70 driving dunk and 50 vertical, you can get all of these, like literally flashy, underleg, flashy hangs, 360s, the 2-foots and stuff like that as well. You can see you can even get underleg 360s for that matter, or just 360s in general. It's a crazy rating to be able to get, and flashy hangs off one is the best, most conservative package while still being kind of flashy with it and more like aggressive, if you will. A lot of these dunk packages that you will see moving forward are pretty aggressive while also being, you know, still nothing super crazy in terms of the blockability, if you ask me. Like right there, that's a crazy dunk package to have with 70 driving dunk, bro. And realistically, you could say the same thing for all these park dunk packages. If you want to be a flashy dunker and come out here, all you have to do in the park is have 70 driving dunk. It's honestly insane that they provide dunks like this with 70 rating, but hey, I mean, use it to your advantage, you know. If you want to come out here and be flashy with it, you can do crazy dunks with a 70 rating. It's actually wild. But anyway, obviously, as you guys have probably been able to see too, we aren't talking about the contact dunk packages in this video. I would recommend just run any contact dunk package you can, very simply put. And you will also notice we're not talking about the big man dunk packages at all, but what I will be doing is talking about the NBA player dunk packages. Now, I could maybe, at the end of the video, we'll talk about why I have these animations on my big rather than the regular dunk packages. Simply put, it's just because they're more athletic and less slow, if you ask me. And then, obviously, we want to run any of the standing dunk, contact dunk packages and stuff like that. But what I do want to talk about is the 2 NBA player dunk packages that I have. Actually, 3, for that matter. So, Dwight Howard, really good for the bigs out there. It's just the most aggressive and just fast, efficient standing dunk packages, if you ask me. And I mean, look at that. That's aggressive, bro. With only a 75 requirement on the standing dunk, 65 on the driving dunk, and then a 50 vertical. Now, you do also have to be 6'10 or taller, obviously. LeBron dunk, really clean as well. You just have to be 6'5 or taller. So for the wings and bigs out there, this is pretty much just tomahawks. You know, it's going to give like really good aggressive packages while also not having a super crazy requirement, once again, of just 84 driving dunk. So you could even be like a 7-foot plus build with like only 85, driving dunk, or 87, something like that. You can still get a package like this, which is very good, very efficient. It is a little bit blockable from behind, I will say that much. I would recommend this in a little bit more of a pure slasher sense, where you want to dunk on people who are in front of you, if you feel me. This is not really meant to be a ISO player's dunk package where you want to be clean and conservative. Everything else that we've showcased for the most part is exactly that, like all the quick drops and the side clutches and stuff like that. But this right here is more for like blending in your dunk meters and just booming on people that are in front of you as a true slasher. So moving on to our last NBA player package that we want to discuss. This is Michael Jordan dunk package. Now you get this at starter 4 once again, and this for the free throw line dunk is insane. You can literally just hold down on your stick every single time and be able to activate this every single time. I'm not even joking. And as long as you're able to just get a decent bit of speed built up, I even run this on my small guard, because all you have to do is be under 6'10", so 6'9" or below. And if you just hold down on the stick, you're getting that free throw line dunk every single time, as long as you do it from far away enough. And it's easy. It's super easy to activate. And you can even get it on the meter dunks and stuff too. It's not like so crazy fast that it's hard to time or anything like that. It's actually just an amazing dunk package to run as a small guard. Now, you could argue, we have some sleepers like Russell Westbrook or something like that to be on here. I'm sure some of you guys will drop some NBA player package that's well worth running as well, but these mostly we're just talking about conservative packages and stuff like that, like Devin Booker, again, for instance. As far as alley-oops, I run all of them. You don't have to stress that too much, and same once again for contact dunks. I would just recommend that as well. You really could justify maybe some of these park alley-oop packages as well. I don't know. I guess I've never really dabbled into that. But anyway, honorable mentions that didn't make the list, but I do want to talk about, are straight arm tomahawks and uber athletic tomahawks off 1. These are in the same type of, family tree of the LeBron dunk, where again, if you're a pure slasher, and this is why I do run them, because this is a pure slasher build, it's just something that I'm not vouching for so heavily for the majority of you guys out there who are trying to probably just be efficient and quick with your dunks. Probably aren't looking for something that's crazy, just built into a pure slasher or anything like that. But if you are a pure slasher, I do recommend running straight arm tomahawks. It's one of the cleanest packages in the game as far as like these tomahawk packages. And then uber athletics is also very good as well, with a 90 requirement, and it's much more attainable, obviously, as well. Cockback tomahawks you could run. I'm just not a huge fan of this or sidearm tomahawks. In just a grand scheme of things, comparing it to straight arm, like it's just pretty self-explanatory, but you can see it's just out there a lot more. It's more blockable, if you ask me. Whereas a straight arm, it's a little bit more condensed and like just easy to not be so widely out there. It's hard to explain, but it's like the sidearm, it's out to the side too much for my liking, it's just out there and able to be blocked in a lot of cases. So straight arm, uber athletic, I like them both, and it's as simple as that. So yeah, not a lot of discussion, anything further. You could talk about switcheroos a little bit, I suppose, or like the cradle dunks if you want something that's also super fast with a low requirement, but in some cases you're getting these really like, close to the basket ones as well. There are freaky ones like this right here where you're getting a crazy like, launch speed on them and stuff like that, but overall, not a huge fan of them. I just would run D-Book if you're someone that's, on an ISO build that's below 6'9", or, obviously in a lot of cases, anything else that we talked about in today's video. So, standing dunk packages, I just would recommend anything that's like of these types of higher requirement ones, like the Pro Under Basket and the Elite Basket as well. Athletic ones are also still very good. Now, if you are going to have to decide between the regulars, I am not a huge fan of one hand under basket. I get terrible dunk animations with this sometimes. I know in the previews it's looking decent, but man, on my like 6'8", 6'9" builds and stuff like that, I get some crazy load ups on these sometimes, and they're very blockable. I'm about to take it off, and I'll let you know more on that if I'm getting decent dunk animations, even with just one standing dunk package equipped with just two-hand under basket. But this one is far superior if you ask me, if you're someone that's out here with like a below, 60 standing dunk. If you have like around the 40 to 45, 50, anything like that, I would just run the two-hand under basket and keep it as simple as that, especially for you guys out there who are doing this on guards and have exactly what I was talking about, like 45 driving dunk, something like that. But yeah, that's the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all good stuff. Like always, try to win 2,000 likes. And if you made it to the end of the video, put dunk or put pack in the comments, show sports way through. But yeah, you could run the baseline reverses and stuff like that if you would like as a corner spot up. I would recommend for anybody out there looking for the baseline reverses, probably I actually like the 2-foot in these cases. So like the windmill baseline reverse, I think this is, while it does look out there, if you're doing baseline dunks, you're keeping it away from the person that's trailing you in the corner. So anything that gets over to the other side of the basket is just a good dunk in my opinion, and quickly. So Again, like baseline reverses off too, I'm still a big fan of as well. Anything that is baseline reverse dunks, feel free to. It's just with me as a pick and roller and like a slasher and stuff like that, I'm not generally moving from out the corner very often. It's usually from the hash to hash, like hash top, hash, or just, you know, in the pick and roll and stuff like that, just moving down and getting dunk packages just like that. So anyway, that's all video. Hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, if you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all good stuff, and let's try this 1 to 2,000 likes. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.